सत्सङ्गत्वे निस्सङ्गत्वं निस्सङ्गत्वे निर्मोहत्वं निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्वं निश्चलतत्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे।
ओम सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नारायणः परो व्यक्तादण्डमव्यक्तसम्भवम् अण्डस्यान्तस्तु मे लोका सप्तद्वीपा च मेदिनी। श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं शरीरं कौन्तेय क्षेत्रमित्यभिधीयते एतद्यो वेत्ति तं प्राहुः क्षेत्रज्ञ इति तद्विदः। We are in the 22nd shloka. Some more epithets of the Kshetrajna, that is Brahman, are given here. The epithets are sometimes Sagunam and sometimes Nirgunam. This is required because the ultimate Kshetrajna, that is to be realized, or moksha, is yadyapi Nirguna, still with a view to help the aspirants to realize that first the saguna aspects are stated, and through that a person will be able to easily get to know the nirguna aspects by finally discarding the saguna aspects. So that is the scheme. So this shloka, upadrashta anumanta cha bharta bhokta maheshwaraha paramatmeti shapyukto dehe asmin purusha paraha. So this Paramapurusha, that is Paramatman, is available in the body of each and every jiva, and that is being stated as Kshetrajna, the one which illumines the entire creation. So that is the knower consciousness in every jiva, and that is the only consciousness. So there are no two consciousnesses in every jiva's body, one Paramatma Chaitanyam and another Jivatma Chaitanyam, even though sometimes, for example, in the Mundakopanishad mantra, Dvasuparna, that is the imagery of two birds sitting in a tree, that imagery is given. Actually, the Jivatma bird is only a concocted one for a person who has not realized himself to be the pure consciousness. So the one who has the adhyasa of the body-mind complex, he considers himself a jiva, and no doubt he considers himself a sentient entity, but then that is only a concoction. So by the knowledge of the Nirguna Chaitanyam, that is the Paramatma Chaitanyam, this Jiva Chaitanyam is negated or dispelled. The idea of Jiva Chaitanya is dispelled. So that is the idea. So Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha. So we have seen two epithets so far, Upadrashta and Anumanta. Now the rest of them are there, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha, Paramatma. So here in the Bhashyam, Bharta, Bharanam Nama, Dehendriya Manobuddhinam, Samhatanam, Chaitanyatma Pararthena, Nimitta Bhutena, Chaitanya Bhasanam, Yate Swarupadharanam, Tat Chaitanyatma Kritameva iti Bharta Atma iti Uchate. So the meaning of Bharta is given. Bharta in the normal sense will mean someone who is bearing a load. So Bhara is there, so the one who is bearing the load is Bharta. And in some languages, for example, in Telugu and Malayalam and all that, Bharta means husband, because he is bearing the load of the whole family. So here Bhagavan is stated Bharta because he is holding, or who is bearing, the entire body-mind complex. So Bharanam Nama Dehendriya Manobuddhinam Samhatanam Chaitanyatma Pararthyena, that is, the body-mind complex in every jiva is there with a view to provide the bhoga to the jivatman. That's why in the Kathopanishad chariot imagery, Rathakalpana, also the Jiva is the one who is the owner of the chariot, the one who is the owner of the body. So the body is the chariot there, and the Jivatma is the owner of the chariot, and the mind is the Buddhi is the driver of the chariot, and so on. So the Bharta here, the Bhagavan or Paramatma being Bharta, is with a view to convey that the body-mind complex which is there, it is there for the purpose of the, or for the benefit of the Jivatma there. So, Bharta Nama, Dehendriya, Manobuddhinam, Samhatanam. Samhata is the complex. Complex is, Deha is the body, Indriya, Manobuddhinam is the organs and the mind complex. So, body-mind complex, that is the Samhatam, Samhata. Chaitanyatma Pararthyena. So, this is actually Jada. This is body-mind complex is Jada actually, and that is there working with a view to provide the Bhoga for the sentient Atma. So, Pararthyena means the body-mind complex is not there for its own sake, it is there for the sake of another. That is, sake of someone else other than themselves. For this, in the Shastram, the common analogy given is a house which consists of so many parts like pillars, the ceiling, the walls, the doors, windows, etc. It is the assembly of so many things, and it is Jada also. And that house, which is an assembly of so many things, does not exist for its own sake, but then it exists for the sake of the owner of the house or the one who is occupying the house. So, in the same way, the body-mind complex does not exist for its own sake because it is Jada. It is there for the purpose of providing the Bhoga for the Swami of the body-mind complex, that is the Jivatma, who in fact is truly Paramatma itself. So, Chaitanyatma Pararthyena Nimitta Bhutena Chaitanya Abhasanam Yate Swarupadharanam. So, these are all actually Chaitanya Abhasa. That is, they are all appearing to be Chaitanya, but not Chaitanya itself. And the Swarupam of them is the Atma, which is the Pratyagatma, which is the Sakshi Swarupam, which is the Brahman's consciousness. So, Chaitanya Abhasana, these are all appearing to be Chaitanya, but they are not Chaitanya. Only because they are appearing to be Chaitanya, the Jiva thinks that he is that is, he is the body-mind complex. Since the body is able to perform some actions, the mind is able to think, deliberate and things like that, it appears that it is a sentient entity, and so the Jiva nonchalantly takes it to be his own self. But that is what is corrected by the Shastram, by the Vivek of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. So, Chaitanya Abhasanam Yat Swarupadharanam. Swarupadharana means the Bharta, that is the Atma Chaitanyam, is the basis or it is the support for this body-mind complex. That is the idea of Bharta. Swarupadharanam Tate Chaitanyatma Kritameva iti Bharta Atma iti Uchate. So that Swarupadharanam is Chaitanyatma Kritameva. That is, this Chaitanyatma is the one which is acting as the one which bears all that is superimposed on it. Then Bhokta. Next one is Bhokta. Agnyushnavate Nitya Chaitanya Surupena Buddhehe Sukadukha Mohatmakaha Prateyaha Sarva Vishaya Vishayaha Chaitanyatma Grastaha Iva Jayamanaha Vibhaktaha Vibhavyante iti Bhokta Atma Uchate. So Bhokta is literally the one who experiences or enjoys. When we say enjoys, it is not a very proper translation for Bhoga, because normally in the world, when we say Bhoga, it is taken to be positive experiences like enjoyment of good things or prosperity and all that. But in the Shastram, the word Bhoga this is not restricted only to the positive aspects of prosperity. It also includes the experience of misery, dukkham also. Adversities. So, prosperity and adversities put together will come under Bhoga. So, Bhokta here, Paramatma is said to be Bhokta because Bhagavad Pada gives an explanation here. Agnyushnavat Nitya Chaitanya Swarupena Buddhehe Sukadukka Mohatmakaha Pratyayaha. That is, Agni Ushna is actually the heat of fire is only a Swarupam of fire. It is not different from fire. Nitya Chaitanya Swarupena Buddhehe Sukadukka Mohatmakaha Pratyayaha. That is, the various transformations happening in the intellect. They are of the nature of Sukha, Dukkha, and Moha. Sukha is because of Satoguna, Dukkha is because of Rajoguna, and Moha is because of Tamoguna. So Moha is delusion. Pratyayaha means these are the transformations or the thoughts in the mind. We can say perceptions in the mind. Sarva Vishaya Vishayaha. That is, they are of the they have for their object, because every thought has to have some content, and then content is said to be the object. So if I have the thought of a pot, for example, pot is the content of that thought. So Sarva Vishaya Vishayaha means this Sukha Dukkha Mohatma Pratyayaha are pertaining to all the Vishayas. Vishayas is objects. The entire objective world is experienced, and it generates Sukha, Dukkha, or Moha. Then Chaitanyatma Grastaha Iva Jayamanaha Vivaktaha. These perceptions in the mind, they are actually jada, because in this chapter itself, in the 5th and 6th slokas, Icha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham Sangatas Chetana Dhritihi. In that sloka, Bhagavan has clarified that the Sukha, Dukkha, Moha and all that are actually products of Panchabhutas. It will be something very odd for us normally who have not been exposed to this kind of a thought, that we can admit that the mind, for example, is a product of Panchabhutas, or the intellect, for example, is a product of Panchabhutas. But then it goes, the Gita goes further to say that even the transformations in the mind are actually products of Panchabhutas only. And that is the new information we get in this chapter. Chaitanya Sukadukka Mohatmakaha Pratyayaha Sarvavishaya Vishayaha Chaitanyatma Grastaha Iva Jayamanaha. So these thoughts which arise in the mind or intellect, they appear to be, that's why he says Chaitanyatma Grastaha. They are not experienced by us as something jada vastu, but it is as though it is endowed with this consciousness. Chaitanyatma Grastaha Iva Jayamanaha. In the Panchadashi, Swami Vidyaranya gives an analogy, beautiful analogy of a spear. It is a weapon, spear. The handle is a long handle which is made of wood, and the tip is made of metal. So the tip is a pointed one, and the whole weapon is when it is applied on a particular object, it pierces the object. So, and it kills the animal or person. So, Swami Vidyaranya gives the example of the tip of the ET. So, the rest of the weapon is blunt, whereas the tip is the one which is pointed out in it and is sharp. In the same way, he says this thought, any thought in the mind is like the ET, where the as a thought it is jada, but then as something which is appearing to be sentient, it is Chaitanya Grasta. It is like the tip of the ET. So the thought comes along with the Chaitanyam, and it can give a feeling for a person that it is sentient itself, but it is not so. So Chaitanya Grastaha Iva Jayamanaha Vibhaktaha Vibhavyante, and they are also seen to be different from each other. Vibhaktaha means each thought is different from another thought. And taking this alone into consideration, the Kshanika Vijnanavadians of the Bauddha school, they built up a big doctrine. So they said that there is only a series of thoughts or consciousnesses, that is momentary consciousnesses. So that is the Atma, they said. So the Atma is not something which is eternal or nirvikari like Vedanta. they conceived of the Atma, which is of the nature of momentary consciousness, a series of momentary consciousness. So actually, it is the Buddhi Vritti only. So here, as being clarified here, Vibhaktaha, that is, they are each consciousness, each thought is different from the other. So Vibhaktaha, Vibhavyante. So they are admitted to be, or understood to be, or perceived to be different from each other, and as though they are sentient also. So this is the one. So this Bhokta is the one who is the one who is seen as a series of thoughts and all that. So Bhokta, Atma Uchate. So the Bhokta is actually, as I said in the beginning, is the one who is experiencing something. But this Atman, which is in truth, does not experience anything, but it is as though that is the one which is experiencing everything like Sukha, Dukkha, Moha and all that. So that way it is called Bhokta. Maheshwaraha. So that is the next one in the shloka. Sarvatmatvat Swatantratvacha Mahan Ishwarascha iti Maheshwaraha. So the Maheshwaraha, the word Maheshwaraha, it's a compound word. There are two words in that, Mahan and Ishwaraha. So Sarvatmatvat, since that Brahman is the self of everything in the creation, as stated in the second shloka itself of this chapter, Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. So sarva kshetra is each and every body. In all the bodies, I am the one that is sentient aspect in every body. So because of the differences in the body, it might appear that the consciousness also is different. So as many bodies are there, a person who is ignorant of the Shastra might think that there are so many consciousnesses. But then that is not the case. Sarvatmatvat, since the Atma, that is Brahman or the Kshetrajna or Ishvara, is the Sarvatma, that is, he is the self of everything in creation. Swatantratvacha, and also it is independent, that is, it doesn't depend on anything, it is not subservient to anything, and this aspect is because of the portion Ishvara in the word. So Sarvatmatvat Swatantratvacha Mahan Ishwarascha. So it is the great Ishvara, because Ishvara is a word which normally, if it is not coming with any conditions, normally it will mean Parameshwara, that is Ishvara, the Lord of the universe, who is the Srishti Sthiti Layakarta. But then the Ishvara word has generally, that is, it has a meaning by itself, that is someone who is very, very efficient or very, very capable. So that is the root meaning of that. So that is the meaning. That is why in the Bhashya and Solver, you can even see that Ishvaraha in plural will be given to refer to Agni, Indra, Vayu and things like that, because they are all very, very capable beings in cosmos. So Ishvara means that actually. So that's why he is adding Mahan Ishvara. So Mahan Ishvara means it is distinct from Indra, etc., Vayu, etc., and it is the Parameshwara. It is Maheshwaraha. Then Paramatma is the next one in the shloka, second half of the shloka, first word. Paramatma, Dehadinam, Buddhyantanam, Pratyagatmatvena Kalpitanam, Avidyaya, Paramaha, Upadrashtritvadi Lakshanaha, Atma iti Paramatma. So the word Paramatma also is a compound word. It has got two words, Parama and Atma. So Parama is supreme and Atma is the self. So Dehadinam, Buddhyantanam. So from the body onwards up to the intellect onwards, Buddhyantanam, Pratyagatmatvena Kalpitanam. So these Panchakoshas are wrongly taken to be the self, Atma. So Pratyagatmatvena Kalpitanam, Avidyaya. So Avidya is the one which has created all the Panchakoshas, and also the idea that one is the Panchakoshas themselves. That is, the Avarana Shakti of Avidya, it makes the person think that he is not the pure Atman, but along with the Vikshepa Shakti, it will make him think that he is the body-mind complex. That is, he is himself the body-mind complex. So it does not, the subject-object difference is clouded. So he is not able to know that. And a chapter like 13, this chapter, Kshetra Vibhaga, will help him clear the cloud and know the truth. Viveka. So, Paramatma, Dehadinam, Buddhyantanam, Pratyagatmatvena Kalpitanam, Avidyaya, Paramaha, Upadrashtatvadi Lakshanaha, Atma. So, the Atma, why it is called Atma? It is the self. Self of what? Self of the body-mind complex. And it is called Parama Atma because it is the real and supreme Atma, whereas the body-mind complex, which are wrongly taken to be the Atma, or Aparama Atma. So that's a very nice way of looking at it. So Paramatma is the real Atma, Mukhya Atma, whereas the Aparama Atma, that is the body-mind complex, is the Mithya Atma. So the Mithya Atma is normally taken to be one's own true self, that is the Mithya aspect of it, and that has to be overcome by the right knowledge. So Paramatma is the one, Dehadinam, Buddhyantanam, Pratyagatmatvena Kalpitanam, Avidyaya Kalpitanam, Paramaha, Upadrashtatvadi Lakshanaha. And Paramatma has got the features called Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta and all that. Atma iti Paramatma. Saha Antaha, Saha Ataha Paramatma ityanena Shabdena cha api Uktaha Kachitaha Shrutau. In the shloka, Paramatmeti chapyuktaha. So it is also known as Paramatma. That is, it is known as Kshetragna is known as Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwaraha, and it is also called Paramatma. That's what is stated there. So Bhagavad Gita gives explanation to that. Paramatma, Asaha Ataha Paramatma ityanena Shabdena cha api Uktaha Kachitaha Shrutau. So this Brahman is also known as or called by the name Paramatma. And he is giving the pramanam for that. Asau Asmin Dehe, where is that Paramatma situated? It is not situated in some distant loka or something like that, or in somewhere outside the body. It is very, very much inside the body, within the body, closest or the one with one non-different from the jiva, which thinks that it is enlivening the body. Asau means it is the Adhikarana, that is the locus. Where is it located? Where is the Paramatma located? Asmin Dehe. So the shloka says, Dehe Asmin Purusha Paraha. So Asmin Dehe Purushaha Paraha Avyaktat. So Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatme Tudahritaha iti cha. Iti yaha vakshimanaha kshetragnam chapi mam vidhi iti upanyastha vyakhyaya upasamhritascha. So here, Bhagavad Pada makes a very interesting observation. Asmin dehe purushaha paraha avyaktat. So, avyaktat panchami, avyaktat purusha paraha. So here there are two very popular pramanas for this. One is the Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter itself, where it says, Dvavimau purushav loke ksharashchakshara evacha ksharas Sarvabhutani Aksharam Aksharam Kshara Sarvani Bhutani Kutastaha Akshara Uchate. So Aksharam is the Maya Shakti. It is called Aksharam because it doesn't transform and it doesn't end. It doesn't become doesn't become depleted. It doesn't come to an end by spending itself. It doesn't happen. So that's why it is called Akshara. So Kutastha, it is called, it doesn't change or go into non-existence. That's why it's called Kutastha there. Actually, Kutastha is the word which is meant for the unchanging Atman or Brahman, whereas there it is called Kutastha, that epithet is given to this Akshara, which is Maya. And this Paramatma, Purushottama is beyond even that Maya. That is the idea. And in the Mundaka Upanishad also, Aksharat Paratah Paraha. So, Aksharat Paratah Paraha. Brahman is said to be the Paraha, Paratah Paraha, Aksharat. So, Akshara is the word indicating Maya there also. And it is called, the reason also I have stated why it is called Akshara. It is distinct from Kshara. Kshara is the one in creation which comes into being and it stays for some time and finally Laya, Pralaya. And Akshara is the one which does not come into being and staying and ultimately lapsing. No, it is not happening. Akshara does not end like that. And that is also, it is also the cause for this Akshara to come up. So it's actually Maya Shakti. So there in the Mundaka Upanishad also, it is called Akshara. And the Panchami is a comparative Panchami. Aksharat Parataha. That is, Akshara itself is Para because when compared to the Kshara in creation, which is coming into being, that is, which is born, staying and lapsing, this Akshara does not transform like that. So that's why this Akshara is said to be Paraha. So in relation to the Akshara. So Aksharat Parataha Paraha. So it is beyond, Brahman is beyond or higher in status or hierarchy, even than the higher than the Akshara Maya. So Asmin Dehe Purusha Paraha Avyakta. Avyakta is another name for Akshara or Maya. Uttama Purushastvanyaha Paramatme Tudahrataha. She is citing that shloka from the 15th chapter. Uttama Purushaha. So this Purushaha, the shloka there, that series started Dvau Imau Purushav Loke. There are two Purushas in this shloka because it specifies it is Loka because this Akshara and the Akshara, they both belong to creation. That's why it said Dvau Imau Purushav Loke. But then this Purushottama is the one which is comparable to the Turiya of the Mandukya Upanishad, which is beyond creation and which does not have anything to do with creation. It is untouched by creation. Whereas this Kshara and Akshara are within creation and they are totally related to creation only. So that is the idea. Then iti yaha vakshimanaha. Then so it is iti yaha vakshimanaha. That is since it is in the 15th chapter. This citation is in the 15th chapter. Bhagavad Pada says it is vakshimanaha. It is going to be stated because now we are in the 13th only. Then kshetragnam chapi mam vidhi. This is from this chapter only. Then that shloka is also over. Iti upanyastaha. It has been stated. This kshetragna has been stated in this way. Upanyastaha vyakhyaya upasamhritascha. And it has been explained and the topic has been ended. So with this, we end this bhashyam for this 22nd shloka. Upadrashta Anumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatmeti chapyukto Dehe Asmin Purusha Paraha Narayana Parovyakta Dandamabhyakta Sambhavam Andasyanta Stimeloka Saptadvipa cha Medini Shastram Sharira Mimamsa Devastu Parameshwaraha Acharya Shankaracharyaha Santume Janma Janmani Vidya Vinaya Sampannam Vedaragam Vivekinam Vande Vedanta Tattvajnam Vidushekara Bharati Om Tat Sate.